Welcome to the Daily Influence, where our mission is to deliver a daily dose of positive influence that can uplift you personally or be shared within your sphere of influence. While not every episode may directly apply to your unique circumstances, we strive to provide insights and inspiration relevant to most people's daily, weekly, and monthly lives. Whether you are tuning in during the morning, noon, or night, the Daily Influence is here for you. Listen, share, and embrace the power of influence in your life. Hey everybody, Brian Smith here with the I Am Team series and the Daily Influence. And today we're going to talk about world influence. And what I'm not talking about is world influence like from other parts of the world. I'm talking about your world. You can only define what your world is. Only you know and you understand what your area or your world of influence is. And each of us has these different worlds of influence. We have influence at home when we're with our family. We have influence when we're with our friends. We have influence when we're at work. And those are the three major influences that we have. But we're always influencing when we're driving in our car, when we're at a restaurant eating around other people who we don't know. We are at all times influencing. Our actions and our words have an influence, and they're reflected in our world. And what I mean about that in world influence, we oftentimes think of as karma or some of the other words, reaping what you sow, that you can think of, divine will, chance, destiny. These are all things that go into what I like to call our world influence. And I believe in those things, and you may not, and that's okay. But if you've ever thought about things that happen in your life by chance, the positive and the negative things, and how they align in your area of influence and when they happen, you might see a pattern sometimes, synchronicity. And I just don't believe that those are just chance. I think that synchronicity happens too often to too many people. In fact, there isn't anybody in my life who I have this discussion with who doesn't share that they have had the influence of synchronicity or karma in their life at some point. Most of us can just kind of like push it away and not really think about it. But of course, I'm in the business of deeper thinking and kind of some philosophy and in our work. So I think about these things. And one of them that comes up for me, as I mentioned yesterday about Renee and overreaction being always positive, is parking spots. You know, you hear about people who have good luck all the time. I'm not one of those people who has good luck all the time. I don't go to casinos and always win. I have friends that do, and it baffles my mind. I have friends that always seem to, be in the right place at the right time for different things in their life. I have one who goes to raffles and wins guns all the time. It's just these different things that happen to people. For me, it's parking spaces. I can be alone and I will never get a good parking space at like a grocery store or any kind of a mall or anything. But if Renee is with me, we always get a parking spot up front. Every time. It never happens that we don't get a good parking spot when Renee is with me. And I think that is synchronicity. It is the world giving some good back because, well, she's a good person. And it's not that I'm a bad person. I just think that there are things in our lives where these types of things can manifest themselves. And it makes me think deeper about my influence and my actions. And I slow down, and when bad things happen, and they're not like bad as in totally negative, but I wonder when there is a pattern of maybe less than positive things happen, I take a sit back and I think about what has been going on in my life. Have I been overreacting? Have I been doing something or creating pitfalls? Have I been having negative influence somewhere else? And this is my world's way of balancing out the negative influence I'm putting out, and it's coming back. It's interesting, the pattern that goes with that, the ebb and flow. It's like the tide. And I can almost always, when I slow down, align myself and find out that uh, indeed there is some balance going on. I did have some type of negative interaction, and the negativity or the less than positive interaction I'm having is kind of a balancing factor. And this is what I mean about world influence. And world influence is really something that only you can think about, only you can deal with for yourself in your world. So, what you put into the world, you get back. If you're negative, I bet you'll find that you have more negative things happen. If you're positive, more positive things. The law of attraction, reaping what you sow. Make space for positivity in your life by being positive. Your actions create opportunities for other actions from yourself or from others, depending on your actions, and teeing up these opportunities for others. So if you're positive to others, think about the positivity that they may reap from it, that they may give back to you later. It does come back to you. Nobody ever has everything figured out. We all struggle with something. When you do, try to look at it in a positive way. Even negative issues, find a way to approach them more positive and see if you can't tilt it towards a more positive resolution. And if you can start to perceive your world in a more positive way, you might actually start to reap more positive circumstances. Pessimists won't always make you feel negative. Optimists won't always make you feel good, but what you will notice is that when you're around pessimists, it's a little bit more of a downer. When you're around more positive, it's a little bit more upbeat. I would rather be in that environment, so I try to uplift myself. So in your world of influence, you can control that. And understanding that you have that kind of control, that your perception is yours, you own it, then if you can be more positive, then your perception might be more positive and things might be better, even if it's just perceived better. You may have to go back and deal with the negativity, but if you do it with a more positive mindset, you might find that you get through the negativity a little bit easier. You control your area of influence, you control your world of influence. So take advantage of understanding that. Take responsibility for your ability and for your influence. Take responsibility and change your perception, change your actions, be as positive as you can. I look forward to talking to you again tomorrow on the Daily Influence, and I hope you have an amazingly positive day.